that we still have a lot of room to go higher. That is the level that Bitcoin is most likely going to touch. So here is bullish pennant. This gives us a target close to the target that we have set here for this trade. I was today first not sure if I should make a video or not, but then I found something really important and have to tell you a huge warning in terms of what Bitcoin is going to do next. If you want to know what I mean, then don't miss out on this. Let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here on that Sunday. For you, it might be most likely way more early than for me. But regardless, that's here quite late already. I wanted to make a video and show you what I have found. And for that specific reason, we are jumping directly into the Bitcoin CME chart. And what we can clearly see at the current moment is if CME would open right now, then we would have a really nice CME gap that most likely is going to close over the next 72 hours, where the Bitcoin price would come from $62,100 all the way up here to $62,725 on the CME chart, which will most likely put Bitcoin at $62,500, $63,000 in that kind of range on the spot market. So this is looking really good as long as we are not going higher before CME is opening tonight. Now, when we're going to the daily chart on Bitcoin, here you see currently we are at $62,200. So Bitcoin starts pumping here right now a little bit, which is absolutely fine. If we don't get a CME gap, I still expect that Bitcoin will go a little bit higher. But I'm going to show you here in a moment why I have to warn you about what's also happening straight afterwards. So here, the imminent level for Bitcoin to touch, if I would draw here a horizontal level, will be most likely up here, $62,733, potentially a little bit higher to, what is this now? No, this is too high. Yeah, let it be 62,800-ish. That is the level that Bitcoin is most likely going to touch. And from there, we need to see if we have enough momentum to break through this, to go all the way up to the major resistance here at the mid-range at around $64,600. And now when we're going into the 12-hourly chart, here also we have a lot of confluence to move at least up to $62,800, because there starts the next biggest cluster on the VPVR that we need to break, because this will act now as resistance once the Bitcoin price is coming up here. The indicators would suggest that we still have a lot of room to go higher, but here comes one of the problems that I have with this. I don't like the angle in which the stochastic is going up. Usually when we see that kind of angle, it's not turning out well for us over the next couple hours. And usually we get a turnaround, create a sell signal, go lower, price comes back down. MACD is not giving a buy signal, is also faking out and gets continuation, and the RSI just rolls over. So this is something that I'm watching currently. And I want to explain you why, even though we are potentially forming here with these three candles a Morningstar pattern in the current scenario. Of course, if Bitcoin gets now a nice pump to the upside, it might be invalidated. But as long as we're not closing a candle body above $62,800, I would be a little bit careful here. And I'm going to show you now why that is. The reason for this is when I go now into the lower time frames, the stochastic has not a lot of room to go higher, even though the MACD is here bullish and the RSI is going up. If I go into the 1 hourly chart, then you see here we're a little bit overcooked on a stochastic RSI. The RSI has still, for an hour or two, some room to go to the upside, and the MACD is bullish, but the stochastic is worrying me a lot. And you see also here, once we are breaking above $62,800, we're most likely going to get continuation if we're able to close a 1 hourly candle above that. So, but I want to warn you here, because that stochastic RSI on the 1 hourly chart is giving me a little bit of headache. If we are for some weird reason now push over the next 2 hours into $63,000, then come back down and consolidate a little bit while the stochastic is coming down and cooling off, and we get then continuation, and prices also bounce back to the upside, we are good. We are good. We then will rally more by tomorrow over the next couple of days. If the scenario plays out where Bitcoin is turning around with the stochastic RSI, and based on the higher time frames what I'm seeing here with the 12-hourly chart, how everything is looking here, not so good anymore, guys. Not so good anymore. So that does not mean that I'm not bullish on Bitcoin, with the current price action. I'm just conscious about the possibility that there are some small indications of Bitcoin potentially turning around and not continuing to pump here over the next couple hours to the upside again. Also, no CME gap can be bearish for Bitcoin. Being so close to all these major resistance levels that have failed to flip into support the last time when we were up there a couple of days ago. Regardless of that, here on this daily chart, nothing has changed. I still believe that the higher low that I mentioned yesterday here is in, which is definitely a good sign for us. And that also means regardless how the small pullback will look like, I believe that we're not going to break this here. I don't believe that we come under $60,000 or even close to $60,000 to try to break this higher low, and we'll still get continuation. If you're looking for an entry into the next trade, look here, around $62,700 is the next trade setup based on the MDX Algo scalp gradient. If you want this indicator, there is a link down below for it. Go and check this out. And remember, this is only a scalp trade, because you see candles are warming up here, heating up, and the price action is coiling up in this consolidation. So we should also not ignore this, that here is a small symmetrical triangle or bullish pennant, however you want to call that. So I would rather say it's a bullish pennant. So here is bullish pennant. See here, this gives us a target close to the target that we have set here for this trade to $64,786, and the target that we have is $64,900 approximately. You see, we are trying to break out of this here on the 4-hourly chart currently. If we manage to close the current candle above this downward sloping trend line, I would consider entering this trade already here, because it gives you a little bit more of profit. So you will make around 4% and your stop loss gets a little bit tighter, which is also absolutely fine. So I would consider doing this, but only if we close the current 4-hourly candle above the downward sloping trend line, and if we at the same time, so if we don't get a crazy pump now to $62,700 in that current candle, so if we get a pump there, then of course you enter there also already without any hesitation. But otherwise, just watch what's going to happen in the next 3 hours here with that specific candle. And guys, if you want to trade this trade with me together, then go to Bybit and join the squad showdown for the World Series of Traders. Some people asked me, what's the name of the squad? Where's the link? The link is in the description below directly to be able to join the squad, guys. The squad is called Only Up. And you see AMCrypto is the squad leader. Right now we are 5 people. We need 15 more people, guys, to be qualified to take part in this. And we have only, how much more days do we have left? Oh, okay, we have 13 days left. But regardless, guys, let's try to fill up the team as fast as possible, because there are already things that we can take part in. Because on the 10th of October, so in 3.5 days, we can start making money here and try to win already some prize money. So go and use the link in the description below. And if you are looking for money, free money, of course, then deposit $100 and get a $500 airdrop position if you don't have a Bybit account yet. And you get the position on any of these coins here, guys. Any of these coins are good for it. Take advantage of that by depositing just $100. You deposit the $100, then you can claim the airdrop voucher in the rewards hub. You use the airdrop voucher, you trade with the voucher, you take profits, and all the profits belong to you guys. And trust me, in the competition, we're gonna make a lot of money. You only have to join the free Telegram group, which is also in the description below, guys. And there I post 1 or 2 trades per day currently. But during the competition time, there will be more trades, guys. There will be more trades. So make sure that you're in the Telegram and also have a Bybit account to take part in the competition where we will make a lot of money together. On the 4-hourly chart for Bitcoin with the liquidation levels, so here you see another reason why we could go first up before we come down again. First reason is, of course, the over-leveraged short positions up here. But I believe that the 50 moving average will give us some resistance on the potential breakout. So that means we most likely going to see here a wick to the upside, and I would expect then a pullback below the 50 moving average with a consolidation, maybe going as low as $61,000 to take out some late long positions that are coming in, and then we get the continuation pump to the upside. Regardless, I don't believe that this is going to flip here soon back into like a death cross situation. Rather something like this with the 50 moving average and the 200 would just glide below that. Something else that is really bullish currently is that we are trying to break back into the middle section of the EMA ribbon to the upside. If we can close the 4-hourly candle as it is in the middle of the EMA ribbon, that is usually a signal for continuation to the upside. When we're looking at the liquidation heat map, also here we see that the concentrated hottest areas for liquidity are obviously above us. Look how much liquidity is stacked here. Only over the last 2 weeks. Here is a little bit concentrated liquidity all the way down here at $59,600, but highly unlikely that we are going to tap this anytime soon. Rather, the liquidity that's sitting above us and is closer to current price action is where price is moving, because price is always attracted by liquidity. And you see here at $63,300 approximately, there's almost $1 billion that went in here over the last 2 weeks that we can grab and create a short squeeze to move here into $64,000 and potentially a little bit higher than that over the next couple of days. Now, total market cap is also the total free market cap is also continuously moving here back to the upside. If we get tomorrow another green candle, that would mean that we form at the current constellation of these candles a continuation pattern, which will bring us over the next 10 days back to $650 billion. And that, of course, means that most of our altcoins are having nice pumps. And speaking of altcoins, we're also going to talk about that in a moment. So the Bitcoin dominance still going sideways here at the current support level of 58%, just going sideways here and consolidating. So I hope by tomorrow we're going to get a proper break to the downside. But you should not forget, guys, if Bitcoin decides to pump to the upside, the dominance will go with it. And then we most likely hit the 59 or 60% level. And then finally we get the major turnaround. Again, if you want to trade altcoins, guys, and win twice per week, $500, a total of $1,000 are giving away here every single week with ZoomX, then go and use the link in the description and the pin comment below. Again, guys, next week, Monday or Tuesday, I will open a really, really big position on ZoomX, and you want to be with me and take the same trade. Trust me, guys, you want to be in the same trade with me, guys. When I open this trade position, I'm just moving some funds around to get everything in order before I open this trade. And again, if you need money, guys, deposit $100 on ZoomX and you have a chance to win here twice per week, $500. Now, Ethereum is trying to break here this ascending triangle while riding above the EMA ribbon. Here, the 1 hourly chart from an indicator perspective looks also a little bit cooked, at least from a stochastic RSI. Look here, we are starting to flatline in the top section. The RSI is fine, the MACD is fine. But this is worrying me with a potential fake out back to the EMA ribbon to like $2,400, potentially even breaking a little bit below that, faking out below the ascending triangle before we get then the pop to the upside. So the technical target is around $2,520 of that pattern if it's going to play out. But also here on the 4-hourly chart, it's not looking good on a stochastic RSI. That the reason for that is also that we are fighting with the EMA ribbon being now in a downtrend and trying to break into higher levels on the EMA ribbon and giving us a lot of resistance here. And again, also on the 12-hourly chart, I don't like the way, the angle that we are going up here of the stochastic RSI, because from past experience, this can lead easily to bearish continuation to the downside. Solana is a little bit different. Solana, I believe, will only stop moving when we get to like $147. So if you are in this trade that I've given you from all the way down here, you are fine for the moment. But you should already have your stop loss at your entry level, guys. Really, really important. Stop loss should be at your entry level or a little bit higher than that. Just if it turns against you, that you don't lose any money on this position, not even on the trading fees. That's why you should have your stop loss a little bit higher than your entry level. But also here, higher high on the 4-hourly chart, higher low. Here, another higher low. And as long as we are not breaking this higher low, I expect overall, even if we would pull back here from this resistance area, back down to like $141 or something like that, that we will get continuation here to the upside as early as next week. At the same time, we should also not forget that we are forming here a small W pattern potentially. And if you go into a higher time frame, this looks still like a V-shaped recovery. Another coin that caught my eye today was Arweave. And look at this. We have here a massive falling wedge that we are forming. Here the indicators are looking absolutely fine. The RSI has created a bullish divergence that looks like to be in the early stages of playing out, with the RSI creating, with the RSI making higher lows here, as you can see. And then here, price action going lower, but now bouncing to the upside. So here might be a bullish divergence playing out right now. That should bring us at least to like $20.70 approximately before I would expect any pullback, which is not that much. It's not even 10% of a move. It's like 6 or something from current price, 7. So it is a good trade if you want to take that trade right now. But the better trade, guys, here, this setup here at $19.60 if we get to this level. Enter from here. I would not put a lot of leverage on this because look here, there's a 12% stop loss on this. 5x, guys, 5x. So your probability chance is to make it over 600%, almost 650% against a 60% stop loss. So you have here a 1 to 10.6 risk reward ratio, which is really, really juicy. Of course, that is a long-term trade, guys. You can trade this on spot or on leverage, whatever you feel like. This is a long-term trade, but look at this here. This did not take a long time. The last time, this took 19 April, 3.5 weeks, guys. 3.5 weeks. I can wait 3.5 weeks to 6x the money that I put into this trade, because I believe that when Arweave the next time comes up here to the downward sloping resistance line, that we're going to break it, and then it will start running like crazy. Also because all the development that's happening on their end and all the announcements that are still lined up and not published that I know about, that are coming out about this project, that could propel us really, really quickly back here into the $40 range. Then Injective had here a small downwards move back or really close to the original entry level, but we are now back at our trade setup. So here is a good level to enter. The indicators looking almost the same like on Arweave. Really, really good in my opinion here. The angle of the stochastic is looking healthy. Nice buy signal. The MACD is losing momentum. RSI created here also bullish divergence. And I believe that in the upcoming week that we will go all the way up to around $24 here, which is almost, which is still around a 20% move here. On Injective. The other reason for that is we are creating here higher lows after higher lows, and as long as that structure is not broken, also here with that higher high over here, we should expect continuation to the upside. Then Rune, I'm still also in this Rune trade. Remember, guys, I have shared this trade with you in the Telegram group, and I'm gonna show it to you that I'm actually still in this trade. So here we go. So there you can see it, 19% currently up on this trade, still in it, still riding it, and I don't see any reason why I should close it, because the overall indicators here are still looking good. We are losing a little bit of momentum on the RSI, but here might be a resistance level. Yeah, here is actually a small resistance level. That's why we're not going higher, because if I go over here, we get resistance here from this area here. And you see this in alignment with current price action. That's why we're not moving higher. Otherwise, we would be moving close to $5 now. So maybe give it a little bit more time. But I believe in the next 24 hours, we are going to touch here a little bit above $5. And remember, that is one of the areas where we start to take a little bit profit off the table, because we could see that we come up here, fake, get a move back to the downside, consolidate here, and then only move higher. So I'm taking a little bit profit up here to add a little bit lower back to the current position and compound that way my position, and then trade this all the way up here into the $6 region. You can do the same. Again, guys, if you cannot trade on Bybit, ZoomX, whatever, because of regulations, I can only recommend you to go here to AlphaX. AlphaX is a really good exchange if you want to trade with your MetaMask Trust wallet whatsoever. And you still get $100 just for signing up, guys. There are still 20 slots available for you guys to claim $100. So be quick before they are running out. So 20 spots are left to claim $100 if you sign right now up with the link in the pinned comment below and in the description of this video to trade here decentralized with a centralized trading feeling. Now, one of the other trades that I'm still looking at is Coty here. Remember, guys, we are waiting for a reclaim of the 50 moving average. Only if we get a daily candle close above it, that's where we want to enter. That will coincide slightly here with the trade setup that we have. But the indicator's telling me that we are going to get here soon that move that we are waiting for to enter that specific position. And don't forget that also the golden cross is coming up here really soon. So this is coming up in less than 12 days potentially if we are starting to break above the 50 moving average. Then another coin where you had the chance to re-enter if you were not originally already in this trade was Render. You will have another chance. This is still as good as anything else. If you're not currently in a Render trade and you want to make 20% on spot, then this would be your third trade setup. If you miss it this time, I cannot help you anymore. So you're still looking at approximately 20% to the upside. Again, 5x leverage, more than enough. You make 100% on this trade against a 22% stop loss, because indicators telling us continuation to the upside on the 4-hourly chart with the stochastic printing here a buy signal with the current candle, make the trend line bouncing off the signal line with darker green candles, and the RSI pointing here massively bullish to the upside. So you need to wait for a break of $5.60 if you're currently not in a trade with a 4-hourly candle close before I would enter this. And at the same time, we are printing here also right now a W pattern, which should bring us at least back to $5.83, $5.89. And once we are breaking this, the technical target is around the $6.45 level, which is really close to our initial take profit point. So take advantage of that, because if you miss it, you're going to miss it. And guys, that's already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you with more profit tomorrow.